In the current international system of the modern nation state, one of the only ways in which people can actually acquire human rights is through their citizenship, since states are essentially the rights givers. Or, as the famous philosopher Hannah Arendt once coined, that citizenship gives people the right to have rights. Yet this has historically excluded a number of people, including undocumented migrants, refugees, and stateless people. And so my research actually looks into the different ways in which those groups of people can make claims to rights outside of the avenue of the state. What you see here is a picture of a sanctuary ring on the door of a church in France. And prior to the 17th century, people who were fleeing state authority could actually go to the church, grab a hold of that ring, and were given protection for the time that they remained in that church. Now, interestingly enough, we actually see something very similar happening in our current context. And that is through sanctuary movements and sanctuary cities. And these cities provide access to basic social services such as education, public transportation, the library, and police services to anybody living within the boundaries of that city, no matter what their citizenship status is. In some cases, particularly in the United States, some of these cities have existed for more than 25 years. This means that there are certain people who have lived the majority of their lives as undocumented residents, basically haven't been rejected by the state, yet welcomed and accepted into the community of that city. And so my research delves deeper to look into the dynamic that is created through this movement. Where are people's sense of belonging shifting towards? Is it possible that people are actually developing a stronger sense of identity and tie to the city instead of the state? Or can we see what I like to call a form of city nationalism rising? And if that's the case, then this challenges our conception of nationalism as being something that is associated simply with the state. That, in fact, cities are also acting alongside, and in some cases, in competition with states at a global level. Yet more profoundly, this also means that states are actually not the only rights givers. That there are actually different movements and different avenues that are arising at the global level that are providing people with access to those rights. And so despite not having a state to claim those rights for them, the refugee, the undocumented resident, and the stateless person can still be within reach of grasping those rights, no matter what their citizenship status is. Thank you.